Welcome back to Totally Truthful. Today we're here with a special guest, Stephen. You can. What's the link to your YouTube channel? Is it youtube.com/Stephen McCULLA?
That's right. Yes.
All right. I'll put a link in the description. But today we're going to be talking about Marvel movies.
Yay!
Yeah. So we're going to do a rundown of... Oh, actually, quickly, the other... It might have been last month, but you're missing a part of your stomach.
Yes, I am. The bit that connects the big squiggly bit to the smaller squiggly bit, my appendix.
Yes, the useless bit.
That was fun. I'll never be eating grass again. So, what a crime.
Yeah, well, you got to do what you got to do if it's going to explode.
Yeah, luckily enough I caught it early.
Yeah.
So, went into the hospital, they cut me in half, took it out, sewed me back together again, now I'm right as rain. Happy days.
Yeah, it sounds like you're feeling better.
Well, let's be honest, I couldn't be feeling worse.
That's probably true. So do we want to start with Iron Man? The first Iron Man?
Yes, we damn well do.
Because I think that's my favourite Marvel movie still.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know, it's just so good, and it kicked everything off for the MCU. I don't know, there's just something about it that gives me chills every time I watch it.
I'll be honest, it got me on board.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a lot of people that, rightly so, love the Marvel movies. They came on at a later date. They maybe came on after the first Avengers movie.
Yeah.
But for me, Iron Man there was something about that film.
Yeah.
And it just really bit me.
Yeah.
Because I saw the trailers for it. In fact, I grew a Tony Stark beard.
Yeah.
Before the movie came out. And I remember going into work and everyone was like, "What the hell is that on your face? You look like an idiot." And I was like, "Yeah, you'll not be saying that after May 2008. And they were like, "What?" I said, yeah, Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. Like, it looks crazy. It's about this guy that builds a robot suit, and he gets inside the robot suit and he fights crime. It's class. And they were going, "You're mad. It looks terrible." The second I saw the trailer with AC/DC pumping in the background, Australia's own AC/DC pumping in the background, I was like, dude, this looks legit. This looks fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's got Robert Downey Jr. in it as well, because I loved him from Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Oh, yeah.
I loved him even back in the day whenever he was popping up as the bully in Weird Science,
or,
whenever he was
US Marshals.
in US Marshals.
Yep, that's a great movie.
Yeah, Jinx Touch Wood. Love that film. Love his performance in it.
Yeah.
Like the bit where Tommy Lee Jones, I think it is, handcuffs him and he shows him how to pick the handcuffs.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Like, I loved that film.
Yeah.
There's also another one that really I loved with Marissa Tomei. I forget the name of it. It's where they go to Italy and he pretends to be someone who he isn't. Only You.
Yeah.
It's what a fantastic picture. What's the other one I'm forgetting?
Sherlock.
Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah, I forgot he was in that.
Yeah, he plays like the weird punk sidekick best friend sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I've always loved Robert Downey Jr.
Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes, of course, but that came after.
Did it?
Iron Man. I think that was actually his next big role after Iron Man. Was Sherlock Holmes. Because, like, I remember pointing it out in the cinema. There's a close-up shot of him whenever he goes to see the bad guy in it. I forget his name.
Yeah.
Like, there's a super close-up of his face, and you can still see the outline of the stubble of his Tony Stark goatee. Yeah. I remember looking at it going, like, ah! I was really bitten by the bug, because 2008 was the year that the Indiana Jones movie came out. It was the year that Kung Fu Panda came out.
Yeah.
And out of everything that everyone was all super hyped about, for me it was Iron Man. I remember buying the first Transformers movie, and there was a little Easter egg right at the end credits, which had the Iron Man teaser trailer with the Hell Above Water song.
Yeah.
And I just remember watching that movie all the time and just watching through all the end credits because you couldn't skip past them just to watch that teaser trailer.
Good. Yeah, you were right. Sherlock Holmes came out 2009, so he would have been
2009. Yeah,
they would have been filmed around probably same time, really. But yeah, that's just such a great movie, and It's got so many callbacks, and that it's probably got the best soundtrack of all the Marvel movies as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually only learned recently how to say his name. Ramin Djawadi,
Oh yeah,
I think is
I've heard
his
that
name is. He does the music for Game of Thrones now.
Yeah.
But his soundtrack, so good.
Yeah.
Like, one of his tracks I absolutely love is Merchant of Death. I loved it so much I actually used it in opening titles for my YouTube series for a couple of years.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I do. I
really-
remember that. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, like Trinkets to Kill a Prince was
Yeah.
another one of one of the great pieces of score.
Yeah.
But the actual soundtrack itself with AC/DC, the trailers as well. Like, I've noticed that Jon Favreau tends to go for oh god, what are they called? The band name's gone completely out of my head, but what is it? Like Audioslave, yeah. Like he uses Audioslave a lot, because I've noticed that in the trailer for Cowboys and Aliens. He used Show Me How to Live. He used Cochise for one of the trailers for Iron Man.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the soundtrack was absolutely on fire.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, you gotta love AC/DC.
Who doesn't?
That's a good.
It's mandatory.
That's a
If you
good
want to
point.
exist as a human being,
That is a good
you've got to
point.
love AC/DC. Although, like for Iron Man 2, that's when you really get into AC/DC
Yeah.
territory. You
Yeah.
have the likes of Thunderstruck and what is it? Did they use War Machine?
I think so.
I think maybe in the trailer, because I remember that great bass line whenever the Hammer Drones were landing.
Yeah.
In the trailer.
Did they use
That
it?
dum 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 dum.
Yeah. Did they use it in that big fight with Tony and Rhodey, and they're fighting?
No.
No.
I remember with the fight in Iron Man 2, at the end there was no score at all. It was literally just all of War Machine's guns blazing and the repulsor sounds.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. That's weird.
But like in the advertising for it, it was nothing but AC/DC.
Yeah.
But yeah, like as you were saying, the very first shot of the movie starts absolute silence, opening up on this Afghanistan sort of mountain backdrop, and then the second you see the convoy come into focus, just back in black, just hits you in the face like a bucket of water.
Yeah.
Fantastic, because that's how the trailer started. And I remember thinking, that is such a perfect song for this moment.
Yeah.
And they used it in the movie.
Yeah. And obviously Black Sabbath's Iron Man is the perfect song.
Of course. Of course. Because you can't make an Iron Man movie without using that track.
Absolutely. They did use War Machine, but I'm not sure. Oh, War Machine was only used for trailers. You were right.
I thought so.
And Thunderstruck was only used in the trailers as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. They're great band.
Yeah, and I'd also think one of my all-time favourite Marvel villains appears in the first Iron Man, which is Obadiah Stane.
Yeah.
Jeff Bridges.
But
What a fantastic role.
yeah, but because I'm a big comic guy, and he kind of goes crazy for no reason in the movie, which I really hate. Like,
Yeah, it seems like there was more there, but they just completely removed it, because it would have been nice to have had, like, obviously now we've got that technology where you can have Robert Downey Jr. appear in the same youthful way that he did in the likes of Weird Science, and then you can have Michael Douglas appear like he looked in the early 90s in Ant-Man. Wouldn't it have been amazing to have a scene in this first movie, which obviously they couldn't do because of how Marvel Studios began? They didn't exactly have the budget to do it. But it would have been fantastic to have had instead of those scenes at the start where you see the sort of the backstories told through various magazine covers. It would have been nice to have actually had those scenes and sort of seen, Obadiah Stane being glad at the fact that Howard Stark's dead. Well, not glad, but you know what I mean? Like, oh my god, finally I can step out from under his shadow. But then along comes Tony. And so he sort of builds up this resentment to him. But obviously all that was left to be implied, and it doesn't exactly come across as too strong in the movie itself. But still, Obadiah Stane played to perfection by Jeff Bridges.
Did Did they? I think they did that. They kind of did that magazine thing in one of them, didn't they? Maybe Iron Man 2 or 3, or it might have been... It's a great movie.
No, definitely, very much so. Very, very strong movie. Very fun, very exciting, and it was something that I just immediately got on board with.
Yeah.
I had no idea what was about to happen.
Yeah.
Like, I had no idea that we're going to be getting Guardians of the Galaxy of all things, or Ant-Man, or even the Avengers. I had no idea any of that was coming. Because I'd seen the post-credit scene with Nick Fury, and I was like, oh, that's cool. They're going to start referencing S.H.I.E.L.D. and they're going to start referencing the Avengers and stuff, like, if this goes forward with Iron Man 2 and stuff. And then Incredible Hulk came along, and I went to see it, and of the Hulk movies released so far, I do prefer it. Yeah. But that's like preferring being slapped in the face instead of being punched in the face.
I don't... Mark Ruffalo is obviously the best portrayal of the Hulk.
Oh, easily, he's the best portrayal of both Bruce Banner and the Hulk.
Yeah. Well,
like
yeah. But in the original Hulk movie from early 2000s or late 90s, I can't remember. I think it was 2003.
It was 2003. Yeah.
Ang Lee did all the mocap for it, which is odd. Wouldn't you get Eric Bana to do it?
You would have thought so, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And you really would.
Yeah.
But then again, I can sort of imagine that sort of mindset as a director going, well, I could sit here for hours and explain to my actor what movements I want him to make, or I could jump into the mocap suit myself and far away.
That's true. And I mean, before Iron Man, the only Marvel movies we had were the X-Men movies, which are still pretty good, I think.
I grew up enjoying the X-Men movies.
Yeah.
Like, I even like the First Class sort of spin-off series that we've got now. Blade, of course, we had that as well. I really loved the first two Blade movies.
Yeah.
I was so hyped to see the third one in cinema.
Yeah.
Sat down and it was just like, what the hell is this? What did you do?
It's got... Yeah. Trinity's... it's weird.
It feels very much like with the first two, they had integrity, and then with the third one, they went, no, but we have to appeal to the Spider-Man audience and the X-Men audience. So come on, let's get Ryan Reynolds and Jessica Biel in here, and we'll turn it into a proper comic book movie, and it'll be fun and awesome. Because they were desperately trying to do the Night Stalkers. They were trying to release a Night Stalkers movie after that, but obviously, thankfully, that fell flat in its face.
Yeah. Marvel's got some weird characters, I mean.
Yeah, although I haven't said that though, I can't wait for Morbius to show up in the Spider-Man sequel.
Yeah, I think talking about Spider-Man, those first two movies are pretty good.
Yeah, honestly, Spider-Man 2 is quite possibly one of the most perfect comic book movies I've ever seen released.
Yeah.
Like, it has it all. Like, it's great acting, great characters, great storyline, awesome drama, perfect action sequences, and a great, fully rounded villain in Alfred Molina's Doc Ock.
Yeah, that is... Yeah, it's pretty good. But then it all falls apart with Spider-Man 3.
Unfortunately so, because our best friends in the whole world came along, Sony... and decided, hey, do you know what? Venom's a popular character.
Yeah.
Put Venom in it. I don't want to put Venom in it. Put Venom in it. But I don't want to put Venom in it. I don't like Venom. Venom came after the era of comic books that I read. I want to do stories with Sandman and the Green Goblin too and different things like that. No, you can do that, mate, but stick Venom in it, will you?
And I still think that if you take Venom out of that movie, it's great. Like, it
is, and it makes more sense as a movie.
Yeah,
because obviously it closes out the trilogy really nicely, because you've got Sandman, who obviously they retroactively went back and made it out to be that he was the one responsible for Uncle Ben's death.
Yeah.
Spoilers for an 11-year-old movie, but still. Sorry about that, listeners. But, they went back and did that so they could give Peter an overarching storyline
Yeah.
throughout those 3 films where he finally finds peace and he can move on. And that ties in so nicely with the storyline with Harry. Harry was his best friend. He resented him after what happened with the ending of Spider-Man 2, which was set up so perfectly, and they wasted the whole lot of it by making him lose his memory? Come on!
Yeah.
Shut up! That movie should have begun with him attacking Mary Jane and Peter's wedding. That's how that should have started. And he should have seriously hurt Mary Jane unintentionally. And Spider-Man should have been out for Harry's blood.
Yeah.
And the two of them hate each other. And they beat the living crap out of each other in the midpoint of the film, right? It's the lowest point of the movie, where the two of them hate each other.
Yeah.
And Peter does the whole thing where he, maybe accidentally, maybe on purpose, maybe in a fit of rage, causes the scarring on Harry's face.
Yeah.
And he realizes he's gone too far. He's lost inside the monster that he's become. Then at the end, whenever he's having to fight Sandman, Harry should have made that decision outright to forgive Peter.
Yeah.
And then help him take down Sandman. And maybe he dies in the process, maybe he doesn't.
Yeah.
But that's how Spider-Man 3 should have went.
Yeah.
That would have been perfect.
Does the butler still tell Harry that it was the...
God, no.
the glider?
Holy God, what were they thinking? I mean, come on, like, James Cromwell, he's a lovely man, but he's... Isn't it James Cromwell?
I think... I don't know.
Who the hell plays the butler? I know he's Bill Paxton's dad. But, like, the guy can't string 2 words together.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he's 196 years old. Like... Stop making him act in movies. Stop making him having to say stupid things like the blade that pierced his body came from his glider. If you knew that, why didn't you tell Harry? You moron!
John Paxton.
John Paxton, yeah.
James
Like, bless him, lovely gentleman. I'm sure. Like, I mean, he gave the world Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
That instantly makes him a hero in my book.
Yeah.
But do not give him lines like that in a Spider-Man movie when he's busy crumbling into dust.
Because Spider-Man 3 was 2007. He died 4 years afterwards. So I mean,
Goodness me.
he still had a little.
I think it was Spider-Man 3 that finished him off. I think he did that movie and he was like, okay, look, I've had a great life, I'm done. That's it. That's the coup de grace now. I can't do any better than that. God, take me now.
Well, it was his
May
last
he rest
movie.
in peace.
I know, he did a movie after Spider-Man 3 in 2009.
Yeah, that was just to wash the taste of Spider-Man 3 over his mouth.
Okay. It was called Drag Me to Hell, so you might be right.
Christ, I actually saw that movie.
Really?
Yeah, that's a Sam Raimi film.
It is.
That's actually... Yeah, that's the movie he did after Spider-Man 3, so holy hell.
Yeah. Huh.
That is a very underrated picture, Drag Me to Hell.
Yeah? It's a thriller?
It's a horror. It's an outright horror. It's basically about this old woman that gets annoyed at this young chick about something or other. I forget what it is, but basically the old woman dies and then starts haunting the younger woman, and all this like crazy Evil Dead stuff happens to her.
Right.
Like she keeps seeing the old woman, and then the old woman either vomits on her or something disgusting happens. But the thing that takes the punch out of it is the fact that it's all CGI. So like, if you watch the likes of Evil Dead, like it's practical, so it has this real sort of grit to it whenever you see the gore. But for some reason, for Drag Me to Hell, they all went with CGI. There's this great bit, and it's real Sam Raimi, where the old woman's head gets crushed or something, and like all of her guts and bits of her eyeballs and brains and stuff go into the young woman's mouth.
Yeah.
And it looks like a Scooby-Doo cartoon. If Scooby-Doo cartoons had people's heads being crushed and their guts and stuff flying into someone's mouth. But it's just, like, it's disgusting. So, like, when you're sitting with an audience, you expect them to have that reaction of, but instead people were just laughing their heads off because it looks so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're getting distracted. We're now starting to talk about Sam Raimi movies now.
Yeah, well, that's something else. But, and I love Topher Grace as an actor in that 70s show, but That's not Eddie Brock. That's something else.
That is so not what Eddie Brock is.
No.
Like, I can see what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
Because, like, for people that had no clue what Venom was, they were trying to go, he's the dark Spider-Man. He's the evil Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So he's the polar opposite of Peter Parker.
Yeah.
So let's make Eddie Brock another scrawny nerd who wants to take photos and be a photographer for the Daily Bugle. Whereas, in the comics, Eddie Brock could kill you without the suit.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he was still a journalist, wasn't he? I think.
I think he was a reporter or something, yeah.
Yeah. But Tom Hardy's a much better fit for that.
Yeah, it's just a shame the movie is going to be absolutely terrible because it's another piece of Sony tat.
But Spider-Man Homecoming was Sony, and that was, I think, pretty good.
Yeah, but that's because Sony had another helping hand in that, i.e.
True.
Marvel Studios and Kevin Feige,
True.
and people going like, don't put a random dance scene in here, or don't have Spider-Man and Gwen Stacy having another bumbling argument that makes no goddamn sense because the director can't be asked telling them what to do. You know, here's a decent story. This is how you do the Vulture. You know, and it made more sense.
Yeah.
But without Marvel sort of saying, no, these are our characters, we know them, we've worked with them for the past 60 plus years.
Yeah.
This is how they would react in this situation, and this is what the audience want to see in this situation, instead of Sony going, right, okay, we need to do something with this. Stick Venom in there. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah. And what about Michael Keaton as the Vulture in Spider-Man Homecoming? Oh my god, he is...
Good God, perfect. I mean, like, I know with Adrian Toomes, he's supposed to be this older man in a bird suit.
Yeah.
But if you're going to update it, if you're going to bring it to the modern day,
do it like that.
such a beautiful choice.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't know if it was special effects or whatever it was, but Michael Keaton looks like the Adrian Toomes from the comic books.
Yeah.
Sans the white hair.
Yeah.
Like, he's got the same sort of wrinkle pattern on his face.
Yep.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. And he's just great in everything he does. Beetlejuice, and I think he's...
God, yeah. Multiplicity.
I haven't seen that.
Oh my God, it's so bad, but it's so good because he just saves it. He basically, I don't know how much of The Simpsons you've watched.
Yeah.
But there's a Treehouse of Horror episode where Homer gets this hammock, and it's like a magic hammock, and when he gets into it, it like spins around and creates two Homers.
Oh yeah.
But the Homer that's created, that's cloned, is slightly dumber than regular Homer.
That's
and
right.
they keep cloning themselves over and over and over again, and they get stupider and stupider. That's what that's based on, is multiplicity. So Michael Keaton's character creates like a clone of himself, but the clone's slightly dumber. And then the clone goes, I can't keep up all this work. I'll create a clone of myself. So he creates a third version of Michael Keaton who's even dumber.
Yeah.
And hilarity ensues.
Yeah. That's a Harold Ramis movie.
Good God. Even I didn't know that.
And was great, but rest his soul.
Yeah, Harold Ramis was great in the 70s and 80s and arguably the 90s.
Yeah.
But after that, he kind of went off the boil. I think his last picture was Year One, which was that god-awful laugh-free festival with, I don't know, that boring twat that's trying to be
Jack Black and
Jesse Eisenberg and also the funnier half of Tenacious D.
Yeah.
But my God, that movie sucks.
Yeah, that is pretty weird.
But yeah, like classic Harold Ramis, like that's. I think I could sit here and talk about Harold Ramis in a completely separate podcast from this one. Like, there's just so much that the guy wrote and was responsible for that basically formed who I am as a person today.
Caddyshack and Back to School,
Animal House. He wrote that. Groundhog Day.
Oh yeah,
absolute classic picture.
The couple of National Lampoons.
Yeah, and of course the obvious ones as well.
Yes, we will not mention those.
No, we won't, because Sony.
Yes,
Make believe.
Yeah.
Everyone go and buy a Sony TV, will you? Because we need to convince them, make electronics, not movies.
Yes, and PlayStations. You can.
Yeah, keep making your PlayStations. I'm currently using a Sony branded PlayStation 4 microphone and headset for this. So there you go. There's my plug for Sony. Awesome technology, crap films. Anyway.
Yes. But I think those Spider-Man movies also have a perfect piece of casting in J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson.
Oh! You won't be able to get that ever again. There's a reason why J. Jonah Jameson has never been in a Spider-Man movie since the Raimi trilogy, and that's why.
Yeah.
Because J.K. Simmons absolutely nailed him.
I think,
I remember watching the 60s Spider-Man cartoon back in the day. It was been repeated on TV when I was growing up.
Yep.
And J. Jonah Jameson had this sort of Skeletor type voice where he sort of went, Parker! You know?
Yeah.
And I always remember watching that going, no, J. Jonah Jameson doesn't sound like that. He sounds like J.K. Simmons on a bender after a crazy weekend. Like, that's what he sounds like. Bring me pictures of Spider-Man!
Yeah. Parker, you're fired. Yeah.
Meat! I'll get you some nice Christmas meat!
How much was the price of that goose, little boy?
Dude.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was so perfect. Like, I was so gutted when he went over to the dark side. When he went to DC. Like, I mean, he played it decent enough, Commissioner Gordon. But,
yeah, but
Jesus, mate, like, your natural calling is J. Jonah Jameson.
It's even in your name. J.
Yeah.
J.
Like, you've got the sound alike. Like, I mean, he's JJ, but his real name's JK.
Yeah.
You know.
And what was
his middle name's LOL. He's JK LOL Simmons.
God, I wish. And what was up? Like, he got really buff for Justice League, and he wears a trench coat the whole time.
Yeah. I think that's just mandatory for all Zack Snyder movies.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to be buff. You have to be hitting the gym 8 hours a day, 7 days a week. But I'm just playing a fat guy in a basement. I don't care. Yeah. There are no fat guys in basements in my movies. You will be a fit, buff son of a bitch of a nerd. Okay.
And then Ben Affleck sitting there, but you're gonna you're gonna put friggin' abs on this suit anyway. So why do I have to get fit? I just want to.
Oh, Ben Affleck was seriously off his game.
Yeah.
Like filming Justice League, like that scene where he's just in that little room off the Batcave and he's having a conversation with Wonder Woman.
Oh, yeah.
He's took off the cape and the cowl. Like, dude, you can see his girdles like fighting with his stomach to keep it in.
He just wants to eat food.
Yeah, like, I mean, after Batman v Superman, I'm surprised he didn't eat himself into a coma.
Oh, God. I could see him doing it, though.
I gained about 6 stone after watching Batman v Superman.
I think I gained...
Like, I had to sit and eat comfort food for about 2 weeks. I was just like, they've ruined it. They ruined the death of Superman. They took it, they pissed it away.
To be fair, though, the death of Superman's kind of stupid anyway. Like, he was dead for not that long, and then it's like, but he never died, really. He's still alive.
I know, but still, I'd love to see that series done properly on the big screen. Like, I mean, I know they did Superman Doomsday and everything, but still, come on.
Yeah. I think those animated movies are far better than the live-action ones.
Oh, God, yeah.
But I think Michael Keaton's my favourite Batman.
Yeah. No, like, I absolutely love him as Batman. Because he was that sort of choice where at the time people were going, really? Yeah. You want this guy? Like, the comedy actor? Yeah. Oh, God, this is going to be like the Adam West series all over again. Because for one sort of brief moment, I think they were considering Bill Murray as Batman.
Yeah, that's right, they were.
Which would have been weird in and of itself.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Michael Keaton, God damn, he shocked the world with that Batman performance.
And that's what he's known for, other than Beetlejuice, I guess, and maybe Mr. Mom, but That's
Well, yeah, I think that's what everyone was worried about whenever they heard the casting announcement. They were like, because I think he just like finished Mr. Mom whenever he was announced as Batman.
yeah.
So I think everyone was going like, really, Mr. Mom's going to be Batman?
Mr. Mum was 83, and then Batman was 89, so it was 6-year difference. So he
Okay.
so he was already.
But I think like before Batman, I think like Mr. Mom was the thing that he was most known for. But yeah, like he absolutely shocked the world. Great performance as like Batman, as Bruce Wayne. Like he sort of did it to an extent the way that Christian Bale kind of nailed it, which is there's like 3 versions of the same person. There's the Batman persona, which that's his natural persona. There's the Bruce Wayne persona, and then there's the public Bruce Wayne persona, where he's sort of seen as this bumbling idiot. But obviously Christian Bale took that and nailed it with Batman. Like one of my favorite scenes in Batman Begins. It's kind of heartbreaking to the point where I feel compelled to skip over it. But it's the scene where he finds out who Ra's al Ghul really is, and then he sort of goes into drunk, like party boy Bruce Wayne mode and goes like, everyone, get the hell out of my house! I hate you all. He's like a 40-year-old woman on gin. You know, he's just like, get here, everyone, get out of my house, party's over. You know, and it's just an absolute testimony to his acting skills and the writing as well. That he can get away with that. But I think that's something they never really got the chance to take advantage of with Michael Keaton as Batman.
And the original Batman movies also are a lot more comic-y, and they don't have that super dark element that the Christian Bale ones did.
Yeah, I mean, they do have dark elements, but it's very deliberate. It's very gothic, it's very noir. You know, like, that's sort of what Tim Burton was paying homage to whenever he made those movies as well. Especially the second one, Batman Returns, that's a Tim Burton movie that just so happens to have Batman in it. But with the 89 version, it is very much that it's, I don't know, like it's futurist noir. I suppose you could call it, because it's shot like a 1940s gangster movie. You have the main bad guy and the goons, but everything's all hyper realistic. Like, it gets to the point where you have the end of the movie, the Joker pulls out a revolver from his trousers, and like the barrel keeps going and going and going, and he shoots down the Batwing with it. You know, and this is a movie that starts off with him as someone who's sleeping with the gangster's mall, I think, as Jack Napier. But yeah, like it's such a bizarre picture, but just somehow it works. But yeah, with the Nolan trilogy, it is very much real world, real rules sort of environment, where it's just like everything is sort of comic book and sort of hyper extended, but it's done so within the confines of this is actually believable. I mean, he's just like what attracted me to Batman Begins, because I was sort of done with Batman for a long time. Like after the certain thing that hit the fan that was Batman and Robin. But like I'd heard everything about the new Batman movie coming out, and it's like, oh, the new Batmobile flies and everything. Like, it's a 2-seater, but it converts to a 3-seater whenever it flies. And oh my god, there's an explosion at the top of a mountain that's really blurry, taken by a photographer chancing a photography journalist chancing his arm, trying to get a photo of that just right. And you see like Liam Neeson and Christian Bale stunt doubles fall out of this burning building and slide down a cliff. And I just remember looking at it all, going like, I'm so done with Batman. But then I saw the trailers, and the one thing that actually really got me on board was the Batmobile. Because it looked so awesome. I immediately went out and bought the toy. I was like, that is so cool. Like, seeing that shot where it does the jump over the cliff and ends up going through the waterfall into the Batmobile, or into the Batcave. I was like, oh my god, that is so cool. So yeah, that's what sort of brought me back to the Nolan trilogy. But yeah, so comic book movies before Iron Man were they were sort of like your uncle trying to explain a Japanese anime to you. You know, like they were sort of like, yeah, these are the X-Men. They're comic book characters.
Yeah.
But they're the X-Men. Look at them. They've got superpowers. But they're all dark and mysterious.
Yeah.
And like, there's a bit of cheese going on there, but it's like everything's shot really grey, and they don't let the X-Men wear their big, colourful suits like they do in the cartoon or in the comic books.
I think that was a smart move, though, because those suits are still cool. They're not comic accurate, but they're...
Yeah, they're cool, but like, if you think about it now, in this day and age, you've got the Avengers.
True.
Which has a dude dressed up like the American flag, a dude in a robot suit, a girl wearing an X-Men costume from the early 2000s. You've got a guy with a bow and arrow. You've got a big green rage monster, and you've got a weird Viking god with a hammer that can summon lightning.
Sure.
Imagine that trying to get made in the early 2000s.
Sure.
Wouldn't happen.
No.
So I think with this day and age now, like, especially if the Fox and Disney deal goes through, and we see the X-Men in the MCU, I think now we're going to see them wearing those outfits, because even like X-Men Apocalypse kind of tried it, where at the end they finally had X-Men wearing something similar to what they wore in the comics, giving us the fanboy moment after 18 odd years.
They did that in First Class as well, didn't they? They had at the very end.
They had they had the yellow suits, which were sort of alright, and then of course you had the moment at the end whenever Magneto goes to break out Emma Frost, and he's wearing the classic sort of purple Magneto costume, which we never really get to see again.
No.
And we never see it. Well, we do see it from the front for like a brief couple of seconds, and it looks awesome. And it's like, oh my god, that's so cool. But then it's just kind of like pandered and thrown away.
Yeah. And about the Fox Disney deal, keep Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
I don't know. I think Hugh Jackman's done with it.
I think
if they could,
I think, and considering that Wolverine is in the comics is only 5'7", and Hugh Jackman's like 6'3", I think he makes up for the bulk in his size anyway. Like, he doesn't need to get as big as he does.
Yeah.
Obviously he'll stay fit because that's just his nature, but he doesn't need to be a human Hulk.
No, definitely not. I mean, like, he kind of pushed it to the limit with Days of Future Past, where you're looking at him going like, dude, I've never seen a man look so vascular. Like, that is unhealthy. I can literally see the blood going through your veins going...
And but
like, holy hell.
He does it so well. I mean, he turns 50 in October of this year. I mean...
Unbelievable.
He's a monster.
Like, I mean, if I had my way, he'd be playing Wolverine well into his old man years. Like, never mind Logan. I will give you a proper old man Logan movie
with real old Hugh Jackman.
He'll be walking about on a Zimmer frame and crutches, going like, "Hey, bub, what's going on?" You know, immediately cuts to a stunt double in their 20s doing all the backflips and jumps from behind, you know, and then just cuts back to old man Logan, just like Hugh Jackman, just doing a little bit of a slow jump as if to indicate that he's just jumped down from a building, going, "Yeah, now that I've stabbed all those guys in the head, I'm gonna smoke a cigar."
And his claws have some sort of weird erectile dysfunction, so they don't stick out straight.
No, he can only get them half out.
And they're kind of missing some of the metal. You can see the bone poking through.
Oh god, he had to have his tips cut off because it was unhygienic to keep them.
Oh god. Anyway, and there was Ghost Rider, which I don't know if...
Oh, good Christ. Although, in all fairness, starred Rebel Wilson, so there's another yay for Australia. Yeah, she's the punk sort of nerd chick that he saves from either it was a murderer or a rapist. I forget, but like there's the bit where she's being interviewed on the news, like she's completely unrecognizable, but like it is her.
You're right, it just says Rebel Wilson, girl in alley.
Girl in Alley. Yes. Victim.
Yeah.
Potential victim number 4.
Yeah. What about the sheer greatness that is Nicolas Cage?
Oh my god. There is a video on YouTube that's got 4 million views, and 3,999,999 of them are me clicking the repeat button. It's the madness of Nicolas Cage.
Oh god. I don't even...
I think it's called... it's called Nicolas Cage Loses His Shit. It's unbelievable. It's one of the best videos I've ever seen because it's a compilation of Nicolas Cage losing his mind. All the way from Vampire's Kiss up through Ghost Rider, Bad Lieutenant and everything like that. And obviously the Wicker Man remake.
Yeah.
It's craziness and I love it. It's just Nicolas Cage going mad.
Not the bees!
Out of my eyes!
And Vampire's Kiss is such a weird movie. It's like the director pushed him into...
I love it though.
It's like the director pushed him into that bathroom and he's like, now, you're turning into a vampire. And he's like, oh my god, I think I'm turning into a vampire.
Yeah. Okay, now, Nicholas, this is a really important shot. And I need you to convey the emotion of this. Can you do that? Well, yeah, I think I can try. Okay, Nicholas, in this shot, I need you to tell your therapist that you know how to file documents. Okay? This is so important. You have to convey that. Okay, I'll try. Okay, and action. I never misfiled anything! Not one goddamn thing, I swear! A, B, C, D, E, F, G!
God. Oh. He's just... Is he even human?
Unbelievable.
Jack Nicholson would have been a much better Ghost Rider.
Oh my god, yeah. Set in the 70s.
Yep. Yeah.
How good would that have been?
Because the Ghost Rider's immortal, isn't he? So it's...
Well, imagine if they'd made it with 70s Jack Nicholson.
Well, I think Jack Nicholson hasn't really changed at all since...
Well, I mean, he's I mean, like physically, age-wise, like he's changed a lot.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Oh my god.
He hasn't done a movie for, like, 7 years.
No, I think that's pretty much him retired.
Yeah.
Like, he's in that sort of limbo retirement now, where he's like, yeah, I'll do a movie if I feel like it, but I don't need to do movies anymore.
But if he does a movie, he's going to really phone it in, and he's going to Jack Nicholson all the way, and just
pretty
much. Smiles all the time, even if it's a very serious scene, and...
Yeah, but like Jack Nicholson's kind of got that Harrison Ford thing going on now with his face, except Harrison Ford has it going on vertically, where like if you took a picture of Harrison Ford now and put a piece of paper over one half of his face, it looks like he's frowning.
Yeah.
But if you put it over the other half of his face, it looks like he's smiling.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson has that horizontally. So like if you put a piece of paper across his face just above his nose, like it looks like he's smiling.
Yeah.
But if you put it across his mouth, it looks like he wants to murder you slowly.
It's the eyebrows.
It is. He's got attack eyebrows.
Yeah.
He's got demon eyebrows.
Peter Capaldi eyebrows.
Pretty much, yeah. He's got Scottish eyebrows.
Yeah. So I was after Iron Man. It was the Incredible Hulk, which was.
It was. Yeah. To get back on track after about 40 minutes of chatting about mindless movies. Yeah, it was the Incredible Hulk, which I remember going to see on my own in the cinema because no one wanted to watch it.
Yeah.
Like, I'd seen clips of it online. Well, not online because I don't even think I had internet in 2008.
Oh.
I'd seen clips of it on TV. And I remember looking at it going like, yeah, go on then, I'll give it a shot. I want to go see it. No. We want to go see Indiana Jones because that looks amazing. I ended up seeing that movie on my own as well. Bloody hell, I had a very lonely 2008. I can just imagine like people that take the tickets at my cinema just going, oh, here he comes again. That scrawny kid with the spiky hair coming in to watch movies on his own. That poor guy.
Thinking he's Robert Downey Jr. with that beard.
Yeah, oh, well, in 2008, I had this horrible beard because I couldn't grow a beard properly at that point. So, like, it was there, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It's not like it is today where it's like the full proper chin strap.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like, I came in with this ridiculous face fuzz that was roughly shaped into a goatee and spiky David Tennant style hair.
Yep.
Oh, God.
And you've kept that style ever since.
Yes, well, briefly.
Yeah.
I dabbled with the idea of having an argument with my barber and just letting my hair grow out. And I tried to do the Wolverine mutton chop thing, but I liked the Robert Downey Jr. Goatee, so I mixed the two, and the result was just awful.
Yeah.
It was terrible. I did not look good, especially when I started my YouTube career. I looked like a genuine dork. Like everyone at the time had this lovely long hair that, you know, flowed in the wind and it sat perfectly and it was windswept and interesting, and I went, I'm going to get in on that. And I grew my hair out and it was basically an afro. It was a disgusting, horrible affair where it was thick and clumpy and you could try and straighten it, but it just looked like the back of Darth Vader's helmet. I looked like do you like the toys you get of Mr. Potato Head?
Yeah.
Like they're styled, so you get ones that are like Doctor Who styled, and you get ones that are Star Wars styled.
Yeah.
My face looked like a Mr. Potato Head wearing just the top part of Darth Vader's helmet. And a crappy Wolverine mutton chop Iron Man goatee thing going on.
Oh, God.
The hell was I thinking?
I can imagine it.
Good God. Never again. Like, that's why my hair's been so short ever since, because I have permanent reminders online.
Yeah.
Like, when I watch my older videos, I actively cringe. I cringe so hard I almost snap in half. Right at the torso, like an action figure, just bang. But anyway, yeah, so Incredible Hulk was alright.
Yeah, it was fine. And then Thor...
I mean, like, it's not essential as a Marvel movie to watch back again, because... They kind of do this clever thing where they sort of reboot the Hulk for the Avengers.
Yeah.
So, because obviously he's not even played by Edward Norton anymore, and I think their original idea for the Avengers was scrapped completely. Or it was tooled and changed in part, because at the end of The Incredible Hulk, you have William Hurt's character, General Ross, in the bar, drinking that weird green whiskey, whatever the hell that was. Yeah. And then in walks Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr., and says... Oh yeah, what about that whole thing with the Abomination? Yeah, well, what about it, Stark? Well, we're putting a team together. And it's like, it's just sort of left there, and you're like, oh, so he's going to work with General Ross, and what is he going to do? Use the Abomination or something? Or try and stop the Hulk or whatever it is? Because I think the idea, and the way it's set up at the end of Incredible Hulk, is that he now wants to transform into the Hulk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he does the whole meditation thing, and his eyes open and they're green, and it's sort of indicating that he's going to transform. But nothing ever comes of it, because whenever we meet him in Avengers again, most of that plot's out the window. In fact, we don't even see General Ross again until Civil War, and Betty has just not been mentioned.
Yeah. Yep. And they might have been going, because General Thunderbolt Ross is the Red Hulk.
Yeah.
So they might have wanted to go down that road. I don't know, but
who knows, man? Honestly, because there's this whole big, horrible twisted affair when it comes to the Incredible Hulk movie, because it's Universal that released it.
Yeah.
And I think they still own the rights to the Hulk or something like that. So they can have Hulk in the Marvel movies as much as they like. They just can't make a movie called The Hulk.
Yeah.
Which is, again, a blessing in disguise, because the Hulk, I think, works best whenever he's interacting with these other characters.
And
because if you look at the likes of the Avengers, even Age of Ultron,
Thor Ragnarok,
and Thor Ragnarok specifically, like, he works well as part of a tag team duo.
Because if he's on his own, there's nobody to keep him in control, and
there's no real plot either. Yeah. It's basically big monster go smash, and then another big monster go smash. So this big green monster has to go smash that other monster. The end.
And I think Thor Ragnarok complements that in the way that he's got Chris Hemsworth to bounce off of and work with, and even
oh god, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Was it Rosario Dawson?
Oh no, oh god, what do you call it? Valkyrie.
Tessa Thompson.
Tessa Thompson, yeah, that's right. Rosario Dawson is Night Nurse.
And obviously Tom Hiddleston as Loki.
As possibly the second greatest villain in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah. After Thanos?
After Thanos,
yes. Yeah. So then after The Incredible Hulk, Thor and Captain America, the first Avenger, came out the same year, didn't they? 2011?
Yeah, they both came out in 2011. Yep. We had Iron Man 2 in 2010, which was basically a 2.5-hour trailer for the Avengers.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's weird because we were talking about Spider-Man 3 there, and it's like, oh, Venom was shoehorned in, and if you take Venom out, you've got a good movie.
Yeah.
I think the same thing roughly applies with Iron Man 2, because they were desperate at that point for the Avengers to pay off,
and they shoved Black Widow.
So like, okay, we'll fast track Iron Man 2, because it was 2 years after the first Iron Man came out that Iron Man 2 came out. And you could tell with Iron Man 2, Jon Favreau, the director, didn't really want to be there. Yeah. They made poor choices with Whiplash.
Yeah.
Basically, the script needed another rewrite from the start. Justin Hammer was wasted as well.
Yeah.
And not only that, Sam Rockwell was wasted as Justin Hammer.
Yeah.
Because it's fine to completely retool the character of Justin Hammer and make him younger and stuff, and make him a sort of counterpart to Tony, but give him more to do than just sit there and argue with Ivan Vanko about a bird.
It is a waste, because he's so good in 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
I have still yet to see that.
It's so good. It's dark, but it's kind of like black comedy. Mostly. Yeah.
No, I saw the trailer for it whenever I went to see Disaster Artist, of all things. I remember watching it, because with most of the movies that I watch, it's always right at the start. Like, I went to see Deadpool 2 the other day, and before it, there was trailers for the likes of Jurassic World and Solo and all this sort of big popcorn nonsense. So when I went to see The Disaster Artist, it was quite refreshing, because you were seeing all of these sort of indie movie trailers and stuff, and 3 Billboards came up, and I was sitting watching it, going oh my god, is this like a Coen Brothers movie? Because you've got Frances McDormand in it, and you've got Sam Rockwell in it. This looks like a lot of fun, but I still haven't had the chance to sit down and watch it. Yeah,
it is a lot of fun, but you really got to pay attention to everything, so it's not something that you can sit and do other things at the same time. You really be invested.
Normally, I never do things like that. In fact, I actively have arguments with people that try and talk during movies. One thing I absolutely hate is sitting watching a movie with my mate Anthony, because he will just talk constantly over, and it's no, dude, but mate, you missed this bit, and you missed that. Come on! I'm the same with Elizabeth. Elizabeth will go, I'll be sitting watching a movie, she'll come in halfway through and go, oh, what's this? What's it about? What's all this, that, and the other? It's dude, really? Right, okay, I'm rewinding to the start, we're watching it, right? Okay, yeah, but what's it about? We're literally watching it, you'll find out! Silence!
Wikipedia it.
No, don't! You'll spoil it! Wikipedia's got a plot synopsis! Just watch it and be surprised.
Yeah, I think I'm one of those people that. But I only point out stuff because I normally go to see movies with my parents or with friends, and if they don't know the backstory behind some of it, oh, this is what this is from, or at the end of Guardians 2 when Adam Warlock is in the cocoon.
Yeah, in the cocoon, yeah.
I had to point that out, and obviously they got a lot more. They get a lot more references in the Guardians movies because it's all that 80s and 90s music and a lot of those pop culture references that they know. And but anyway,
Yeah.
So it was. So Iron Man 2 came out before Thor and Captain America.
Yeah, it was 2010,
Okay.
and then
It was
2011 was
Yeah.
Thor and Captain America.
And what about the changing from Terrence Howard to Don Cheadle for War Machine?
I think it's a vast improvement.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, I like Terrence Howard in the first Iron Man movie, but I think it's maybe now because I've gotten several movies now with Don Cheadle as Rhodey.
Yeah.
Like, I can see him now more as Rhodey. I mean, they originally wanted him as Rhodey in the first Iron Man, but he'd signed on to something else.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the Ocean's movies as well that he's in. So, where he has this ridiculous Cockney accent, but yeah, like I do prefer him. I think he's got a better rapport with Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Because, of course, skipping ahead to Iron Man 3, that's where he's utilised the best.
Yeah.
Because you've got that great, sharp as a whip Shane Black writing, and basically the end of Iron Man 3 turns into a Lethal Weapon movie. Like, it's another Riggs and Murtaugh adventure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you've got this great back and forth dialogue. Like, there's a really great scene where he says to Tony Stark, "Okay, how many guys are up there?" And like, he looks quickly and jumps back down again, and he's like, "Well," and he goes, "Too fast, didn't see."
Yep. Yeah, it's got... That movie does have good writing, but it's... I think that out of all the Iron Man films, that's probably the weakest.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
See, I would say Iron Man 2 is the weakest of the three, because like, I'm a big Shane Black fan.
Yeah.
And I do love what they did with Iron Man 3. I think I'm one of the few people on the planet that like the twist with the Mandarin. Because, like, obviously... I know, it's terrible.
And he's not
it's
even...
terrible in terms of being a comic book fan.
And he's still not even the real Mandarin.
I know, after All Hail the King.
Yeah.
But I still really like that, though. I like the idea behind it, which is taking a character from the comics that is this big, scary overlord.
Yeah.
That whenever you say the Mandarin is the bad guy, you can see him with his 10 like alien space rings,
Yeah.
and like causing chaos and damage and what have you across the world and being a terrorist. But to do that great twist, which is explained so well at the end of Iron Man 3, where Guy Pearce goes, "No, like, these days, evil is in the shadow."
Yeah.
Like, it's... Like, there's no longer a name, there's no longer a face. So what if you gave the world a name and gave them a face and gave them someone to hate?
Yeah.
Whereas he's not really the guy you should be after. The real bad guys are pulling the strings from behind him in the shadows. Yeah. So I enjoyed that aspect of it. I mean, like, if you're a serious comic book fan, obviously you're going to hate it because of what they did to Aldrich Killian, what they did to the Extremis storyline, and what they did to the Mandarin. But in terms of story for that movie, it worked for what they were trying to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose. And I think you're onto something with Lethal Weapon, is that Iron Man 3 is really a buddy cop comedy. It is,
absolutely, start to finish.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got Don Cheadle as Danny Glover's character, sorry, and obviously Robert Downey Jr. as Mel Gibson.
Oh god, it's almost the perfect film.
That's who they should have cast.
Robert Downey Jr. is playing Martin Riggs.
Yeah, that's who they should have. They should have cast Don Cheadle and Robert Downey Jr. in the TV series.
Yes, they damn well should have.
Yes.
And also never made it.
Yes, even though it's had 4 seasons now or something.
Yeah, I think they're on to season 3 now, I think it is, but Sean William Scott's replacing the guy that's playing Riggs at the moment.
As a new character.
Yeah, I think it's Riggs' brother or something, which makes absolutely zero sense. So, bye-bye Lethal Weapon, it was good while it lasted. Hey, maybe you should make that Lethal Weapon 5 movie now that you've been trying to make for years, but the studio kept saying no because they've got the TV series now.
But do you put Mel Gibson in it because he's kind of a horrible person?
Yes. No, I mean, come on. Like he went through the mud. I think it's
Multiple times.
like he's paid his dues now. I think.
I don't know if he has.
Pun intended. But no, like I mean, I can't picture anyone else than Mel Gibson playing Martin Riggs. Like I mean, yeah, you can
Sam
give
Rockwell.
the actor shit. Like
Sam Rockwell.
no, man, it's got to be Mel. It's got to be Mel Gibson.
No.
Like I mean, like the first two Lethal Weapon movies, and even the third one. Do you know what? The hell with it. I love all four Lethal Weapon movies. Like I love his character.
And how is?
And I think if you were to recast him in a new one and still have Donald Glover in it and Rene Russo in it, it wouldn't feel right. Like it'd be nice to see him back because obviously he was in I don't know what's that god awful Will Ferrell movie, Daddy's Home.
Oh yeah.
I think he was in it or its sequel. I think I want to say it's the sequel
because the first one wasn't that bad, but then John Lithgow was in the second one.
John Lithgow, yeah. John Lithgow.
He's great.
Good God. My favourite ever John Lithgow role is Santa Claus the movie.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because he gets so mad at Dudley Moore at one point. Because Dudley Moore's going like, yeah, we're going to release this this new candy and it's going to make children fly and it'll be crazy. Great, and how much do we charge for it? Oh, well, nothing. We're going to give it away for free. For free! He turns red. It's unbelievable. And then the great bit where he's the little girl's step uncle. Step uncle. And she goes, the nanny comes in and goes, okay, now say night to your step uncle. And she walks into the room and he spins round in this big chair like a James Bond villain. She's like, good night, step uncle. I hope it's going to be a Merry Christmas. And he spins round with the cigar and goes like, it certainly should be.
Oh God, he's a character.
What an amazing bit of tat Santa Claus the movie was. Made by the same people that made the Christopher Reeve Superman movies. That tells you everything you need to know. Yeah. Wow. And directed by the same guy that directed Supergirl. Oh man, what a picture.
And I completely forgot to mention at the start, Margot Kidder passed away the other day.
She did indeed, yes. Very sad. I was listening to another podcast there recently where they said, we've lost our Princess Leia, now we've lost our Lois Lane.
Yeah. Man.
It's a sad time, man, because all these great icons that I grew up watching and loving are all starting to pass on, and it's such a morbid time to be a fan of
anything
of classic nerddom. Yeah. I guess it would be the phrase. Because I mean, obviously, we lost Christopher Reeve there several years ago.
Yeah, 2005
it was 2005 when he passed away. So it's heartbreaking, man.
Yeah.
I mean, and she had a rough life after the Superman movies ended. I mean, she was homeless at one point. She had to get all her teeth refixed and everything. But she made it back though. She made it through the other side because she battled with bipolar, much like Carrie Fisher did. And she still had active movie roles even up until last year. I think it was she was on Smallville for a while there.
Yeah, that's right. She was
a couple of different shows. So and I mean 69, I think, when she died.
Yeah.
Honest to God, that is no age at all these days.
No.
But rest in peace, Margot.
Yeah, I can imagine her and Christopher Reeve are up there somewhere and they're flying around.
Yeah, she's asking him, "Can you read my mind?" as we speak.
Yeah. That's sad. But alas, we all die. So.
Yeah, and now we've got Margot Robbie. She can take the mantle for being an awesome, famous Margot.
Even though Margot Kidder's real name is Margaret, but whatever.
Well, you know what? Known as Margot, that's enough.
Yeah. Yeah. But, yeah. Anyway. So then Thor and Captain America. I think Thor was a pretty weak film.
Thor was a very weak movie. Although, here's the kicker, right? When I first saw both these movies, I liked Thor better than Captain America. I don't know what the hell was wrong with me, but I liked it more.
The movie or the character?
The movie.
Because I think Captain America: The First Avenger is probably a better film, but I think I prefer the character of Thor over Captain America. That might be my Australian bias for Chris Hemsworth, but
well, fair enough. I'm not gonna disagree with you there at that point at all. But yeah, I do like Thor better as a character because. Like he's got the more entertaining arc, like especially in the first Thor, where he is this arrogant asshole of a character, and he basically has to learn his lesson. It's this great fish out of water storyline. It's fun. It's an exciting movie. It's an enjoyable film, and it's a great way to introduce all the sort of newbies to the space side of the Marvel universe, and in the way that Ant-Man's going to introduce us to the quantum realm and different things like that. So but of the two, as the years have gone on, Captain America: The First Avenger has become like a fine wine for me. It tastes like antifreeze when you first drink it, but leave it a while, it'll develop its flavour. There's an awesome scene in The First Avenger, and you could hear a pin drop every time I'm watching this scene. Like, everything goes totally quiet, and I'm so fixated on it. It's the scene where Tommy Lee Jones's character, I forget his name.
The general guy.
General McGee. Tommy Lee Jones. He's playing himself.
He always does.
Where he's starting to interrogate Arnim Zola. And he brings him the steak and the glass of milk and stuff. And he sets it down on the table. But like even before that starts, you have Toby Jones' character looking around the room. And like he's hearing like in the distance these muffled screams and stuff and people shouting. And he looks down at the ground and he sees the drips of blood that are on the ground that have dried and been there for ages. And he's freaking out. And then the door opens and in comes Tommy Lee Jones with a steak and sets it down in front of him. And he goes, "What is this?" "Steak." "And what is in it?" "Cow." And then Tommy Lee Jones starts to eat the steak and the potatoes and stuff, and like Tommy Lee Jones is such a fantastic, underrated actor. Because one of the best things you can do for a good actor, especially during a heavy dialogue scene, is give them something to do with their hands. So have them smoke a cigarette, have them drink, have them be writing something or fixing something or whatever, or especially have them eat something. So Tommy Lee Jones has this great bit where like he's so perfect as an actor. He knows when to take a bite, he knows when to muck about with the cutlery, he knows when to slice out a bit of steak and put a bit of potato on it. Like there's this great bit where like he's just starting to eat the steak and Arnim Zola goes, "I don't eat meat." And Tommy Lee Jones, like as he's eating, goes, "How about cyanide? Does that give you a rumbly tummy too?" But as he says that, like he's scraping, I think it's a bit of butter or it's a bit of potato onto the steak. And the way he does it just matches the words he's saying so perfectly. So in a movie that's about a skinny, scrawny little guy that gets super duper awesome muscles and goes out saving the world from Nazis, that's my favourite scene in it. Not Captain America jumping off a tank. Not him punching Red Skull so hard in the face it knocks his mask off. Not the big huge CGI battle at the end where he's fighting guys with space lasers made from the Tesseract of all things, or anything like that. It's literally Tommy Lee Jones eating a steak in front of Toby Jones.
And
the two Joneses.
And how creepy is Toby Jones in everything he does?
He's the guy that's actively stalking my mate Anthony at the moment.
Really?
Because everything that Anthony watches, he's there. He's even in the new Jurassic World movie that's coming out later in the year. He's in it. He's even and everyone keeps forgetting that he's the auction guy.
He's even in frickin' Harry Potter.
He's in Harry Potter. He's in Doctor Who.
That's right.
Like literally, the guy's following Anthony around.
Yeah.
Every time Anthony sits down to watch a movie, he's like, "There's that fucker again. There's the Dream Lord." Because like that's the thing that Anthony knows him from is playing the Dream Lord in the Matt Smith series of Doctor Who. And he goes like, "I hate that episode. It freaks me out so much. Like, what the hell was that? You know?" And like just the way he plays him, because he is, as you say, so creepy and just he's such a horrible characters. Every single one of the characters that he plays is just I hate them.
Except Dobby.
Well, obviously, except Dobby, yeah, but still, he's got a creepy face. But, and there is something weird about him jumping on a 12-year-old boy's bedroom the first time you meet him.
That's true.
Yeah, but anyway. But yeah, so anyway, Toby Stephens, man, like, an absolutely fantastic actor. And to see the two of them in a movie together, like, obviously, he's so slimy in that movie because you know that he doesn't want to be there. Yep. The only reason he's helping Red Skull is to save his own skin, because you get that great moment where Hugo Weaving goes, "Hail Hydra!" and everyone in the room goes, "Hail Hydra!"
Yeah.
And like he looks over at Toby Jones, who doesn't want to do it, and he just goes, "Hail Hydra!"
Yeah.
Like little subtleties like that. Yeah. That's what I love about characters. So like I mean, you can say what you like about Joe Johnston as a director, but the man knows how to make a movie with actors.
Yeah. Yep. And Jenna Coleman's in that as well, very briefly.
She is, yeah. She's Bucky's date.
That's right. That's right. And Stanley Tucci's in it.
And of course, yeah, Stanley Tucci with one of the best accents in the world and one of the best comebacks in movie history, where Steve Rogers goes, "Where are you from?" What was he say? Brooklyn?
Yeah, I think
Queens?
so. It's one of the two. I think he says Queens.
Yeah. Oh no, I think he says like the Upper West Side or something like that. I could be confusing that with Pete McNichol in Ghostbusters 2.
Maybe.
Where in the hell are you from anyway? The Upper West Side. But yeah, no, that's like he has a really great comeback in that movie, and again another fantastic sequence. The night before Steve transforms into Captain America, like he sits with him and opens up a bottle of, I don't know, alcohol, some such, like, and he pours 2 shot glasses and like he gives it to him and goes like, he gives him the speech about it doesn't matter who you are, like, just be a good man. And then the two of them clink the glasses together, and he goes, "No, wait a minute, what am I doing? You have procedure tomorrow, and like you can't drink any liquid." And Steve Rogers goes, "Okay then, we'll drink it after." And he goes, "No, I don't have procedure tomorrow, I drink it now." He downs both of them. I just remember looking at that going, "Yeah, that's me, that's what I do."
And Stanley Tucci's great as well in everything.
Stanley Tucci, man, absolutely fantastic.
Even in Transformers 5.
Yeah. Oh well, like he's in 2 Transformers movies, isn't he? True. Like he's a businessman in one of them, and he's Merlin.
Yep.
I think another one. What a brilliant character actor though. Like that's something we're not really seeing anymore.
Yeah.
Like we are seeing a lot of typecasting these days, where you've got like a big dumb action hero who's in everything. Like The Rock, for example. The Rock will never be a character actor. No. He'll always be the big, bald, muscly guy that kicks ass and has a load of one-liners. Like whereas you have the likes of Stanley Tucci, who can go from playing a tramp on the street to an incredibly wealthy businessman, and he's completely unrecognizable in both roles.
Yep. Yeah, he's pretty good at everything he does.
But in this case in particular, a brilliant choice for Dr. Erskine.
Yep. Yeah. So, what was... Do you think that Captain America and Thor movies are essential for Infinity War, or you can kind of gloss over them?
I would say both. Like, Captain America is mandatory viewing, mostly because, it's introducing you to the character, but it's also introducing you sort of to the Tesseract.
Yep. True.
Thor, I'm not really sure. I mean, it does set up who Loki is.
Yeah. Briefly.
But to be honest, for going into Infinity War, Thor is a completely different character.
Yeah.
I mean, of the 3 Thor movies so far, mandatory viewing, as in you have to watch this,
Ragnarok.
I would say Ragnarok.
Because that ties directly into Infinity War. So, I mean,
yeah.
And it's also just a better movie.
It's a better movie, and it's also a better character setup for where Thor and Loki are. More particularly Thor, like where he is in relation to what's going on in Infinity War, like where his mindset's at, and obviously where Hulk is as well.
Yeah.
But Thor: The Dark World, I think you can just skip entirely. I mean, and I know it's got the Ninth Doctor.
That's true. Christopher
trying to capture some red space muck, but he's trying to capture.
The reality.
He's trying to capture the bad guy from the first Blade movie when he turns into the blood tornado in the deleted scene. He's trying to use that to destroy all the 9 realms.
Yeah.
Which obviously is the Infinity Stone.
Yeah.
But then again, it's not really mandatory because they're basically 6 MacGuffins. You know, like Thanos gets the red one and he can manipulate reality with it. You see that in Infinity War, so there's no point in watching Thor: The Dark World. The first Thor, I'd say, is not mandatory for Infinity War.
Yeah, I would agree.
But Captain America, I'd say give that one a go. Because obviously it shows who Red Skull is as well.
True.
Who, again, heavy spoilers, spoilers the world over for the 6 people on the planet that haven't seen Infinity War yet. We do revisit that character.
Yeah. But it's not.
So I'd say it's mandatory for you.
When I saw that, I thought it was Hugo Weaving, but it's not.
No, it's a very talented voiceover actor.
Which is amazing. It sounds and looks just like him. But I suppose
because it's not just having to do that Hugo Weaving twang. It's having to do an impression of Hugo Weaving, doing an impression of a German evil Nazi person,
which is it's hard to even wrap my head around. It's so impossibly difficult.
Because, I can't really think of any Red Skull lines from First Avenger apart from "There are always small walkers," where he does that sort of. It's like a sort of caricature of what a German accent would be.
Yeah,
but. The guy that they got for Infinity War just nails that. Yeah,
absolutely. And obviously he's... What planet was that?
That was Niflheim or something. Nidalveer is the one where Thor makes his new magic hammer. Vormir.
That's it. Yeah.
Vormir.
And he's protecting the Soul Stone.
Yeah. The reason why I remember that is because some crazy person on Facebook came up with this amazing theory that in the current Marvel Studios logo, you know, the one that zips through the Marvel bit and then zooms out and says Marvel Studios?
Yeah.
In the V, you have Doctor Strange with one of his... sort of magic shield things that's orange, and everyone went, "Oh, the Soul Stone's orange, and it's on Vormir, and the V in Marvel is orange. Get it?" And it's like, dude, come on! I've heard it clutching at straws, but that's ridiculous.
Wow, and it was true.
It was all so true. No, they came out with it after the movie came out. Yeah, they were like, guys, look, here's my theory, and it's like. No, that's not a theory. We know where it is. Shut up and sit down.
That's like drawing. That's like putting a piece of string next to 2 newspapers and saying the murderer did this, or
No, do you know what it is? It's literally watching a whodunit movie, and then after the credits roll, going, "Do you know what? I think that character killed him." It's like, what? Yeah. You just saw the movie. You know it was that character.
I think.
Yeah, but I had a theory the whole way through. Yeah, but you never said it to anyone.
I think Kevin Spacey's Kaiser Soze. You know it is. You just saw. No. You just saw him walk out of the police department. Man, that's such a good movie.
It is, yeah.
but screw Kevin.
Like Bryan Singer gets a lot of slack
Yep.
these days, but like back then when he made Usual Suspects, like like that guy made the X-Men movies.
Yeah.
What the hell?
The good ones, at least.
Yeah,
Except Last Stand.
yeah.
Oh, did he?
Apart from Apocalypse.
He did Apocalypse too. Apocalypse.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I still haven't seen that all the way through, I don't think. I've seen bits and pieces.
Yeah, you're not missing anything.
Good. Because I don't enjoy the young side of it anyway. Because screw James McAvoy, Patrick Stewart, Xavier.
Yeah.
And
Like, there's one of my favourite lines, again, talking about great acting in comic book movies. One of my all-time favourite lines in the first X-Men, or one of my favourite scenes in the first X-Men, is right at the start of the first X-Men movie. Whenever Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart have that confrontation at the place where Jean Grey is giving her lecture.
yeah.
And he, like, as he's walking away, he goes, "We are the future, Charles, not them.
Yeah.
They no longer matter." Like,
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah. Ian, he's something else. He can do anything.
Oh, that he is.
Michael Fassbender's great as Magneto, but I don't think there's any competition between him and Ian McKellen.
No, there's definitely not. I mean, Michael Fassbender is. I mean, obviously he's Irish, and you have to play for the home team,
Yeah.
But you have to root for the home team, should I say? But with his Magneto, it's not Magneto. It's Sean Connery's James Bond with metal manipulation powers.
Yeah.
Like the bit at the start of First Class, whenever he goes into the bank and he's interrogating the guy by using his powers on his
teeth.
on his fillings and his teeth. Yeah, like it's badass. It's awesome. I don't think it's what Magneto would do.
No. Well, maybe a young Magneto before he realises the error of his ways. Which is...
No, but I would imagine like a young Magneto is just fueled by nothing but rage. So like literally he would cut the guy in half.
Yeah, well...
Like it would literally just take all the metal in the room and use it to pin his body to the wall.
I suppose it depends on the source material, because every writer's going to write it a different way.
Well, yeah, I mean, that is true. Like, one of my favourite bits in First Class is the bit at the bar where he's speaking German to the two guys. He basically says, "Oh, I have no name. It was taken away from me by pig farmers and tailors." And then he has the great scene where he stabs the guy through the hand, takes the knife out of the hand, uses his metal powers to stab the other guy that has the gun on him, brings the knife back into his hand and re-stabs the guy's hand to the table. Like, there are moments of greatness in that picture, and but after that, especially with Apocalypse, every single character just loses their way dramatically.
Yeah. It's kind of sad, because I think the X-Men... I think I prefer the X-Men over the Avengers as a team.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can see that. I can see why a lot of people would prefer that. And, they have said with Marvel Studios recently that after everything with Thanos wraps up, the Avengers aren't going to be, the glue that holds everything together anymore.
Yeah.
So I am guessing that if this whole Fox Disney thing's gone through, I think they're going to start setting up things with the X-Men and the Fantastic Four.
And how terrible are the Fantastic Four movies, my god.
Jesus wept. I mean, it's really something whenever the best Fantastic Four movie ever made
is The Incredibles.
Is the one that was made for £1 million and it was never released. But I mean, an actual Fantastic Four movie with those four characters was one that was made by Roger Corman for $1 million and was never released. It was just made so the studio could keep the rights.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic movie compared to the 2007 and 2004 versions. And especially that 2015 mess of a movie. I to this day, I still can't get why Disney and Pixar can release a movie like The Incredibles and, as you so rightly say, it's the best Fantastic Four movie. Whereas you actually have competent writers and competent directors and who have actual access to these characters. and still they can't make a good Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, the end of Rise of the Silver Surfer is one of the most insulting endings I've ever seen to anyone who at all likes the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Because the idea of the Fantastic Four is it's a family.
Yeah.
It's a team of people who don't exactly gel well together. And their entire story, like what they have to overcome, their story arc, is that they have to learn to work together and be that family unit. You know, you've got the mom and the dad and the older brother and the younger brother.
Yep.
And they have to sort of overcome their differences and work together to save the day. That's what is at the heart of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Use their powers. And the end of the first Fantastic Four sort of got that right.
Yeah.
Where you saw the four of them fighting Doctor Doom.
Yep.
Like it's still crap.
Yeah.
But the principle was there. But then it just pisses all over itself with Rise of the Silver Surfer. Because you've got Johnny Storm touching their hands and absorbing all their powers to fight Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
Get out! That's not what the Fantastic Four is!
No.
You can't just give all your superpowers to one guy so he can go off and fight. That's not unity, that's not teamwork.
Although Rogue can do that.
Well, yeah.
But that's not the Fantastic Four.
But I mean, that's that's X-Men. That's X-Men.
That makes sense. That's allowed because it's makes
Yeah,
sense.
but at the same time, she's not exactly sucking all of Jean Grey's power out of her and sucking all of Miss Marvel's
True.
power out of her so she can fly and read minds and shit and stuff. And, like, it's not like Jean Grey becomes a normal human being and Miss Marvel becomes a normal human being.
Yeah, they die.
As a result. Like, well, yeah, that, and on top of that, the fact that, like, you know, they don't lose their powers.
Yeah.
They still have them and they can still fight alongside Rogue.
That's true.
Whereas in that movie, it was literally, Mr. Fantastic is no longer fantastic. You know, the Invisible Woman can be seen by all. And Ben Grimm, the Thing, is no longer the Thing. He is the normal human man.
He's Michael Chiklis.
Because he's the guy from The Shield. and meanwhile, young hot rod version of Captain America now has all of the powers combined on top of his flame on superpowers to fight Doctor Doom. What the hell? What were they thinking when they made that movie? They turned Galactus into a gigantic space fart. What the hell were they thinking? Galactus is like one of the best villains ever, and you turn him into a gigantic fart. Shut up! That's like turning Thanos into, I don't know, a dog turd.
A giant fart.
A giant neutron fart that goes, I'm going to gobble up planet Earth with my 6 Infinity Stones. Oh no, a thing just flew inside me and exploded. I guess I'm dead now. The end. That is not how you defeat Galactus. Oh, shut up and die. Just die.
And they did the
Forget it. It never happened.
And they did
that movie never came out.
I wish it didn't. But they did the same thing with
Christ.
Green Lantern as well. They turned what's-his-face into a big space fart.
What is it with taking awesome villains and turning them into gigantic space farts?
Parallax. That's it.
Parallax, yeah. Parallax. He's a gigantic space fart. Let's fight him in space and throw him into the sun.
Yep.
The end. Man. Oh my god, can you imagine if at the end of the first Avengers movie, Thanos comes through the space portal and he's a gigantic purple fart. And Tony Stark throws a nuke at it and it explodes and like, we just defeated Thanos, that's amazing. Bye bye Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's over. It was fun while it lasted. The end. Jesus wept.
I can see that. That seems like something Jon Favreau might do.
Yeah. Thank God he didn't.
Yeah.
So, you know, whenever I hear people sit and complain like, oh, the Mandarin, they fucked up the Mandarin in Iron Man 3, it's terrible. I'm sitting going, yeah, but I'm thinking about this on a larger scale here. At least they didn't destroy Thanos completely.
Yeah. I guess.
They didn't turn him into a gigantic purple space fart.
Yeah, you make a good point, but still.
I have such a divine hatred for that Fantastic Four movie.
But
oh god. Well, at least that's one good thing now. At least like if the Fox and Disney deal happens, at least after Thanos, hopefully we'll get Galactus, but get him done properly.
Yeah, and the Silver Surfer.
And Silver Surfer.
Because there was that rumor that went around earlier this year that Silver Surfer was going to be in Infinity War.
Yeah, I doubted that rumor right from the start.
I was hoping
because it's too soon.
But yeah, it would have been good. Cause
it's like, do you remember the rumors that Spider-Man was going to be in Age of Ultron?
Yeah.
Because they said that Danny Elfman has contributed to the score of Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
And everyone lost their minds because it was around the time that Sony and Marvel made the deal so Spider-Man could be in the MCU.
Yeah.
So everyone was going like, oh my god, wouldn't it be amazing, right, if like all the Avengers are getting their ass handed to them by Ultron, and then all of a sudden you hear the Sam Raimi Spider-Man theme and he swings in and saves the day. Wouldn't that be fantastic? And then there was like and fair enough, it was brilliantly done, but like the fake post-credit scene that got leaked, where like you see the Avengers tower in the background, but it's shot from inside a building, and the building's getting its windows washed.
Oh, yeah.
So like as the window washer is bringing down like the scraper and the chamois to clean the windows, he eventually reveals Spider-Man hanging on the side of the building, just looking at the Avengers tower, and he's like, "Hey, you missed a spot," and like he swings away.
Yeah,
like that was a really nice post-credit sequence, but like it's very easy to sort of try and predict Marvel and try and get really, really overhyped. Yeah. Because I mean, like, if you follow anything on Reddit, there's a new theory every 5 minutes. Yeah. And it's usually nonsense because it's fan service, and like a lot of people can tell the difference. Yeah. Where a lot of people go like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense," because like they would take this scene from this storyline and merge it with this scene from this comic book storyline, and then that will work, and that makes a lot of sense. But then there's a lot of people that go like, no, this is directly from the comics, and this happens, and that happens, and you know, you can easily pick out what's going wrong. So for a lot of people going, oh my god, Silver Surfer is going to be in Infinity War, because he's in the Infinity War comic book. He's the character that takes the place of Bruce Banner in the movie, where he crashes in and warns everyone, oh my god, Thanos is coming, run for your lives. So, yeah, it's very easy to see where that rumour came from.
Yeah, but obviously Bruce Banner took that role in Infinity War. Which I think still worked perfectly fine. I mean, it didn't distract from anything.
Yeah, within the context of the story, it makes so much sense, and it's a great way to get Bruce Banner back to Earth again.
And I think it probably makes more sense than having the Silver Surfer do that, really.
Yeah, because he's not an established character.
Yeah.
So to have this guy that's completely silver, and the last time we saw him, he was being voiced by Lawrence Fishburne. Like, to have him crash land, like the audience, like the normal everyday movie going audience would be like, oh my god, don't tell me Jessica Alba's about to rock up.
Yeah, I suppose the character was built up, but poorly and with much hatred.
So much hatred.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, what the hell were we talking about again? Yeah, so there was Captain America, there was Thor,
and then it was the Avengers.
Then there was the Grand Slam, which, ironically enough, here wasn't called the Avengers.
Wasn't it?
It was called Avengers Assemble.
Oh.
Yeah, it was called Avengers Assemble in the UK, and unfortunately enough, Ireland qualifies as the UK for some goddamn reason. So we are now, like, we have Avengers Assemble. I literally had to import an American copy of the Blu-ray just so I would have the Avengers. And even when the movie starts, like, it's the whole like panning shot on Nick Fury, Coulson going like, what do we do? Yeah. And then you have the dun 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 dun. And it doesn't say the Avengers, it says Avengers Assemble, and I wanted to die. Because all my life I've been waiting to see a movie called The Avengers, and it's got Iron Man in it, and Thor in it, and Black Widow in it, and all these crazy characters. And I got Avengers Assemble.
Yeah.
And the reason why was down to the fact that there was a TV show here in the 1960s
Yeah, the Avengers. Yeah.
called The Avengers. And the reason why we weren't allowed to call a Marvel movie The Avengers was down to the fact that they didn't want people confused with this TV show from the 60s.
God.
Right, that makes sense.
See, we over here in Australia, we still get that TV show, and it was just the Avengers for us. I mean, see, but
I blame the English.
yeah, Brexit.
It's Brexit. Yeah, it's Brexit. Like, first you change the Avengers to Avengers Assemble, and now Brexit. Thanks, UK. Thanks, England. You're stars.
Yep.
Pat yourselves on the back as you starve children and make yourselves incredibly rich.
Yeah.
That's our government. Yay!
Yep. I think that's...
Which we can't vote for because we're Irish. But they still govern us.
Yeah.
That's a little bit of UK politics for you there.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Man, sucks to be you.
Yes, it does. Highly.
Well, don't forget, Australia is still under UK rule, technically.
Yeah, but you guys have a Prime Minister and you get stuff done. You know?
You just have Theresa May.
We have basically female Davros.
I was going to say the devil.
Yeah, we have Thatcher 2.0.
Well, at least Thatcher she did some good for the world. And
Yeah, by the whole mining crisis and everything. Yeah.
well, maybe not.
Yeah, no, she was...
Maybe not.
She was
Maybe not
fantastic.
that, but she did some good stuff.
Well, it's more than what Theresa May has ever done.
That's true.
Honest to God, our politicians over the last couple of years have just been crap after crap after crap.
Even Cameron?
Even Cameron. Especially Cameron. Twat.
God.
It really goes to show something when the last Prime Minister I actually liked was Gordon Brown.
How long ago was that?
That was 2009.
Okay.
I think it was 2010 that Cameron took over. Yeah, because it was Tony Blair for like a million years, and then it was Gordon Brown for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Who got into a scandal because he was still on mic whenever he said about a woman that he was just speaking to. What a horrible woman.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, that got the Tories in power.
Yeah.
And now we're literally sitting in a situation where the UK has royally screwed itself, and now there's no free school meals for kids. So, yay. Thanks for that one, Brian.
Yeah, he was in from 2007 to 2010. So is that one whole term, or?
I have no idea. I don't even think there are terms.
Okay.
I think it's literally just... Like, in this day and age now, it's basically, let's have an election. Okay. That sounds like a plan. Oh, but we can't let Ireland vote, so forget. No, John Major. Now, there was a Prime Minister. Ah, dear. He looked like an evil headmaster at a school. He was brilliant, him. And then Tony Blair got in. I think it was 1997.
Yeah.
Yeah. So God, he was Prime Minister for a while until our Right Honourable George W. Bush decided to use him like a hand puppet. But yeah, we're getting very political here in this nice little cozy podcast about Marvel movies. But yeah.
Anyway, what were we talking about? The Avengers and how his name was.
Yeah, the Avengers. Yeah, it was mad crack. Like, it was brilliant. It was class.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. It was fantastic. It was everything.
Is there much else to say?
Although, in all fairness, looking back at it now, the first half of it kind of feels like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. the movie. Because it's quite flat.
Yeah.
I mean, they have the whole opening sequence, and like Joss Whedon, obviously, he's predominantly a TV director.
Yeah.
So a lot of the Avengers feels like a TV movie.
Yeah.
Like it feels quite flat. Like as a filmmaker, and the cinematography feels quite flat. Like, you have the opening sequence, which is fantastic. It introduces Loki. It introduces the threat. It introduces the MacGuffin. And you have that great explodey scene where the entire S.H.I.E.L.D. base collapses into the ground. That's great. But then the movie has to do a lot of heavy lifting, where it has to introduce all the characters, where they're at now, what's going on. The one good thing about that, though, is the reintroduction of Bruce Banner, which I think is a scene that's played really great.
Yep.
It's played really well with Natasha Romanoff. And then you've basically got an hour of mucking about on the helicarrier. That's alright. And then, of course, the bit that everyone paid the ticket price to see was the massive fight in New York, which, honestly, I have never enjoyed something so much in my life. I almost took a fit in the cinema.
God.
Whenever I was watching this. I think I was in my early 20s at the time.
Yep.
And I was losing my mind. I'd never thought I'd see something this entertaining in my living life. Like from the moment that Captain America goes, and Hulk, smash, and he just leaps off the ground and starts taking down the Chitauri army.
Yep.
I was laughing my head off. Like the bit where they take down the Leviathan, and like him and Thor standing there, the next minute, like Hulk punches him out of frame. Like laughing my head off. The whole "I am a god, you dull creature, and I will not be bullied back," and he ragdolls him on the floor. Like honestly, you couldn't hear what happened after that. Like it wasn't until the home release that I finally heard what the Hulk said. "Puny god." Like the entire cinema erupted with laughter. I had tears streaming down my face both times I saw it because I was just laughing so hard. But yeah, that's the Avengers. Basically, a load of boring toss at the start. Just basically exposition. Ooh, a helicarrier. a helicarrier. Let's spend an hour on it. And then after that, it's basically the MVP moment is just all the Avengers finally working together. That big sweeping camera shot around all 6 of our heroes, and them basically saving the day. And ironically enough, here's a little thing that a lot of people seem to have missed. Whenever Iron Man carries the nuke through the wormhole, the thing that he blows up is the Sanctuary.
Is it?
It's Thanos' ship, He blows it to bits, because if you watch Guardians of the Galaxy, Thanos is sitting on this big throne around all these destroyed, what look to be rocks. Like just floating in space. And the little text that comes at the bottom of the screen says, "The Sanctuary." And then in Infinity War, the massive ship that attacks the Asgardian ship, that's called the Sanctuary 2.
Right. Oh.
So that's something a lot of people seem to have missed, is that Iron Man blew up Thanos' ship at the end of Avengers.
And is that why it was in his head, or was it because Loki...
No, because that's what... that's the last thing Tony saw before he, quote-unquote, died. Was Thanos' ship.
Right. Okay. And...
So a lot of people seem to have missed that, because it was something that I felt quite clever for working that out, and it's probably not true, but from what I've worked out from it, when you look at it, it looks like Thanos' ship. It's this big massive ship, and then it explodes, and then the next time you see it, it's Guardians of the Galaxy, where it's in bits, it's destroyed. Why would Thanos hang out there? It turns out that's his ship. So
I hadn't thought about that before. You're probably right. That makes a lot of sense. I mean,
I wonder if that's the big, massive Easter egg that James Gunn's talking about on Twitter.
Maybe not.
Probably not. I'm probably reading into it too much because I'm a gigantic man-child, but
And obviously it's essential for Infinity War, because it
is, because it's realistically you could skip over Phase 1 and just go for the Avengers, which a lot of casual movie-going audiences seem to have done, which is, oh hey, come see the Avengers with me. Why, what is it? It's this big mad movie where all these superheroes get together and kick ass. It's class. Okay, sure. And they've watched it and they've loved it, and because obviously when Thor came out, Loki wasn't really that big a character after it. But after Avengers, that's when the whole Tom Hiddleston fans and Loki fans and everything, that's when that blew up. So I think that's a large sort of thing that happened with it. But it's essential viewing. because it sort of starts the whole Thanos saga.
It introduces,
because obviously he appears at the end credits, and he does the weird sort of sideways smile thing from the comics. He looks nothing like he looks in Infinity War, because he's a deep red purple. Although in all fairness, if his ship had just gotten nuked, that's probably what Thanos' face would look like.
And he wasn't even Josh Brolin back then.
No, he wasn't. He was just a big, dumb purple guy. He kind of looked like the Thing. He looked like Michael Chiklis as the Thing, but red.
He kind of did.
Especially with his big, dumb smile.
Yeah. Yeah, he was very red, wasn't he? He wasn't... Huh.
Yeah, he was. He was a harsh purple. Like he's sort of changed colour like over the years leading up to and including Infinity War, where now he's almost sort of pink.
Yeah.
In Infinity War, but like he's a deep purple everywhere else. Like especially like the end credits of Age of Ultron, Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. He's very deep purple.
And now he's quite lilac or magenta.
Yeah, he's
a lot.
I don't know what the hell you would describe him as.
A lot brighter, really.
He is, yeah. I think it's because now that he's on the Infinity Quest, he's got more blood pumping through his veins, because you can tell for years he was just sat there on his big throne eating McDonald's and KFC all the time, and it was bad for his blood flow. He was getting very red in the face. He was smoking about 40 a day. Like he had all the capillaries breaking on his face. He was bored. He was unemployed. He had nothing to do. So, like, as the movies went on, he was feeling a bit younger. He quit smoking the cigarettes, He started eating his vegetables, and now he's got the blood flowing through his system again, and now he's changed colour for the better. This is Thanos at his prime now.
Less wrinkles.
It's like the opposite of steak. Like the more you cook steak, the darker it gets, and then like if you cook it for a little while, it's still got the pink inside it. Like that's Thanos. Thanos is steak.
Yep, that's absolutely.
That's Thanos recovering from his burns after the Sanctuary was exploded by a nuke.
Yeah,
like you see him at the end of Avengers, he's red because he's just so damaged after this attack. And then just as the movies go on, that's him healing.
Yep.
So now that we've got to Infinity War, that's what he always looked like. That's what he looked like before his ship exploded.
God. Oh.
So you go, Thanos theory? Nope, it's Thanos facts. We've just broke it down for you like a fraction here. Yeah, continuity errors, continuity problems? No. Anything can be explained away whenever you're a massive comic book nerd.
Exactly. Oh... And what came after the Avengers? It was Iron Man 3 and Thor 2, wasn't it?
It was Iron Man 3 and the forgettable adventure of Thor that no one really cares about.
With Christopher Eccleston.
With the Ninth Doctor playing an elf.
Possibly...
How embarrassing.
Possibly one of the best Doctors of the newer series.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it only ever really went downhill after that, didn't it? I mean, Tennant everyone loved, but he was sort of the fanboy. Matt Smith, I liked his first series, but everything after that's just been so watered down and awful.
I think that's a lot to do with Stephen Moffat, though.
Yes, it is. I despise sharing a name with him.
Oh, is it spelt the same way?
No, it's not. Mine's PH, his is V. Okay. So mine's clearly the superior way to spell it.
The more sophisticated way.
That's right.
So, we already talked about Iron Man 3. Obviously, I don't think we have to talk about Thor: The Dark World.
No, Thor: The absolutely boring, tripe world. Yeah.
With like you said.
Basically, if you feel compelled to watch Thor 2...
Don't.
Advise your doctor immediately and take some pills.
Some Valium or something. Xanax.
No. Watch the movie. That has the same effect.
Yeah. Except, and as you said, it's got the weird blood tornado thing. And
yeah, it's got the blood tornado. It's crap. Yeah. It's so boring. It's a miserable movie. It's got one of the worst plots I've ever seen. Yeah. I just think it's a gigantic waste of time.
It does
like Chris
introduce-
Hemsworth's not allowed to do anything.
Yeah. But it does...
Like it doesn't introduce anything new or special about the main character.
It introduced the other Asgardians, didn't it? The fabulous whatever they were.
Oh no, they were in the first
Were
one. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. As big a role as in Thor: The Dark World, or
Yeah, they probably get a bigger role in Thor 2. Well, no, in all fairness, in the first Thor, they're the ones that that go with Thor and Loki to what the hell's it called? The Frost Giants world.
Oh, yeah.
Jotunheim.
yeah,
That like they go with him to Jotunheim, and they're also the ones that you see confronting Loki after Odin goes into the Odin sleep,
Oh, yeah.
and then they come to Earth at the end
Right,
for the
yeah.
final battle thing. But yeah, no, I'd say them and definitely Heimdall are in Thor: The Dark World more. Although then again, it's such a vanilla, meandering plot that basically goes, oh, by the way, you know the Tesseract?
yeah,
Yeah, well, there's more of those. Here's one of them,
yeah,
and that's it.
yeah. Yeah, it's a very poor movie for such a great cinematic universe.
Yeah, it's on the strictly avoid list.
Yeah.
It's the Jurassic Park 3
Oh,
of the Marvel
God.
movies.
Don't even mention Jurassic Park 3.
Alan.
Not even Sam Neill could save that movie.
No, such a shame.
Yeah. And he'll probably never show up in any of the Jurassic World movies.
And as well as that, William H. Macy
Yeah.
was in
That's
Jurassic
right.
Park 3 as well. Good God.
Yeah.
What the hell? Like, it's like what a waste. But yeah, anyway, yeah. So, Thor: The Dark
Yeah.
World. God
Don't
awful.
watch it.
Don't. Give it a miss.
So,
Basically, all you need to know what happens is mad crap happens. There's another Infinity Stone, and oh yeah, Loki took over Asgard for some
Yeah.
reason. And at the end, because everyone thought he was dead, that's it.
yep. And Blood Tornado.
And Blood Tornado.
You have to know that.
Yeah, that'll be on the test. Blood Tornado.
That's the best part of that movie.
Indeed, yeah. And that's saying something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so 2014, man, what a
Yeah.
year for Marvel movies! Oh my god!
We only got 2 movies. I suppose we normally only get 2 movies from Marvel a year. But we had 2 great movies.
Well, we got 3 in 2017 for the first time.
Did we? Oh, yeah. Spider-Man.
Yeah, we got Guardians 2,
Yeah.
Spider-Man, and Thor Ragnarok.
That's correct.
But yeah, 2014.
Yeah.
Absolute belter of a year for Marvel movies. Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
And Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Which I thought, what the hell?
Yeah.
For Guardians of the Galaxy. But obviously, yeah, we'll get there after we talk about arguably one of the best Marvel movies ever made.
Yeah.
Captain America: The Winter Soldier. It has that grounded, realistic feel of the likes of the Chris Nolan Batman trilogy, but it has fantastic action sequences. The bit where he's fighting the Winter Soldier after the freeway chase, and like he does this really cool thing where he flips up the knife, catches it with the other hand, and tries to stab him. Like the choreography is so perfect. Like the part where he's fighting Bartok at the start on the Lemurian Star, which is a clever little nod for all you comic book geeks out there.
Batroc the Leaper.
But Batroc the Leaper and also the Lemurian Star.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that great fight sequences, because I think the guy that played Batroc, he was an MMA fighter.
Maybe.
Or something.
Let me check.
I know he's a fighter of some kind, but yeah, like the choreography is so good, the storyline's so good. Introducing the Falcon,
Yep. That's
in one of the best ways possible.
Yep.
what the hell else? Yeah, the entirety of the Winter Soldier's plot.
Yeah.
Like, finding out Bucky's still alive and now he's got a robotic hand. The scene with Arnim Zola, because that's the closest they could do to doing Arnim Zola in the comics.
Giant
which is having
TV
him
screen
on the big tape, like magnetic tape rails from the 70s.
So that,
like, it's crazy madness, but somehow it works. What the hell else?
Robert Redford.
Like, Robert Redford! Oh my god, like, again, there was another Marvel theory that was going about when this movie came out.
Yeah.
Which was, he was supposed to be the Red Skull.
Yeah.
Because obviously there's a comic book that ends with a character much like Robert Redford's character leaning against a window. The way that Redford's character does it in Captain America.
Yeah.
Whenever he says that line about, Captain, in order to build a new world means tearing the old one down.
Yeah.
And that makes enemies. Like, in the comics, there's a scene just like that. But reflected in the window is the Red Skull's face. Much like Loki at the end scene of the first Captain America, I think it is. Or no, it's the end of Thor. Where, like, you see Dr. Selvig.
Yeah.
And like, you see him look into the reflection and Loki standing there. They did something like that with Red Skull in the comics. And everyone was losing their minds going, oh my god, Robert Redford's going to be playing the Red Skull. Yeah. No, he's not.
He's just going to be a Hydra agent. Like, they didn't even...
Oh well, still works.
They didn't even make him Zemo, but they figured a way to do that anyway, so...
Yeah.
Probably a better way.
But yeah, like, Robert Redford is a fantastic actor. Yeah. And, like, even casting him as... what is he, the director of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I think
like, because he's above Nick Fury.
What was his character's name? It was like Alexander
Pierce.
That's it.
Yeah, but I've no idea what the hell it was. Like, he was the head of the Triskelion or something like that. But yeah, like, having him in it is so perfect because it really adds to that whole political thriller 70s movie vibe that they're going for.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's disguised as this comic book movie, which is disguised as an action movie.
Yeah. It just says he's a S.H.I.E.L.D. official.
S.H.I.E.L.D. official, then. Yeah. So I guess it goes, like, what? Agent, then, what? Director of S.H.I.E.L.D., and then,
I guess.
S.H.I.E.L.D. guy.
Cause
I'm head S.H.I.E.L.D. guy. Man,
because Nick Fury's the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. Was.
He is, yeah. Fury, Nicholas J.
That's right, Nicholas Joseph
And
Fury.
Of course, like, another couple of bits of Winter Soldier that are so perfect.
Yeah.
The fight in the elevator.
Yeah, oh man.
Absolute beauty of a fight sequence. And then also Nicholas J. Fury's own little car chase sequence.
Yeah.
So good.
Which is really the only time that Samuel Jackson... That's the first time that he gets a big action sequence like that in the movies.
Yeah. And basically, if they ever want to reboot Knight Rider, all they have to do is hire Samuel L. Jackson.
Well, I mean, they did that with Fury, didn't they? Because Hasselhoff played Fury at one point. But...
Yeah, like, how ironic would that be?
But to be fair...
Samuel L. Jackson is Michael Knight. Dun 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 dun.